Hi children, welcome to 10th standard second language English YouTube classes. I, Sudarshan ML, Sri Marulasiddeshwara Smaraka, Nagasamudra, Shikarana High School, Bindekere. Dear children, today that I am taking you to the supplementary lesson, that too the Narayanpur Incident. Look at the textbook children, that we have 4 supplementary reading lessons children. This year, because of COVID-19, 2 lessons have been omitted, the 2 on top of the world and the bird of happiness are not for this year examination, are not considered for the this year examinations only children. They are in the textbook, but that we won't consider for the syllabus, only for the 2020 and 2021 academic year of the 10th standard. Okay. The remaining 2 lessons, the Narayanpur Incident and very good, the Great Martyr Ever Cherished. These 2 are retained on the examination point of view, my dear children. So in these 2, they will ask 2 marks question children. They will ask 2 marks question from each of the lesson this year. Earlier they were giving the choice children from 1, 3 and 2, 4. In that way they were giving choice. But in this year they may ask the 1 2 marks question from each of the lessons. So supplementary in the sense, these are all additional lessons which are prescribed to learn. Okay. So the readers has to put more effort to learn these things children. Got it? Supplement in the sense extra or additional lesson. In those 2 supplementary reading children, today that we are going to discuss one of the lessons called Narayanpur Incident, and this lesson is written by Shashi Deshpande. Before going to start the lesson children, let us know the background of this story children. See that we know that India has got the freedom in 1947. Am I right? To get freedom, so many Indians, freedom fighters have struggled, have fought against the Britishers to make the country free from those people, from the foreign power. So like this, to free from the Britishers, so many struggles have been happened. Namely, the first war of Indian independence, got it? And the native rulers who fought against the Britishers to make India free, got it? And if you come to Gandhian era, when Gandhiji jumped into the freedom struggle, the way of the struggle has got little changed. Am I right? Earlier, okay, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bhagat Singh, am I right? Tantia Topi. So these were fought children. Okay, during that period, the fight was not taken this much of integrity children. But when Gandhiji jumped into the freedom struggle, the entire nation, the whole nation was with Mahatma Gandhiji children. So that is why he took the initiative and he became the leader of the freedom struggle, and he inspired many of the thousands of Indians to jump into the freedom struggle. So that he led many agitations, many satyagraha and many processions against the British rule children. In one such struggle children, it is very remarkable event in the history, that is in 1942, that he started a movement called Quit India movement. In Hindi, Chale Jao Chaluvali. In Kannada, Bharata Bittu Tolagi. Am I right? Have you heard this? Yes. This movement was started by Mahatma Gandhiji in 1942, children. When he gave a call to the Britishers, or when he served an ultimatum to the Britishers about this Quit India, the spark of that Quit India call has spread throughout the country, and every citizens of the country jumped into the struggle, children. It has inspired the Indians to jump into the freedom struggle. As a result, the students, teachers, citizens, common man, agricultures, freedom fighters, lecturers, like this, all the patriots of the country jumped into the freedom struggle, and it got the spark. And initially it was spark, and then it started to it took the form of the a fire, children. Got it? So like that, the freedom movement, the Quit India movement, has been spread throughout the country, children. During that period, a teacher in a small town, he was a follower of Mahatma Gandhiji, children, was arrested by the British police because that he was supporting Mahatma Gandhiji and spreading the message of Mahatma Gandhiji throughout the village and the neighboring village. So on that case, the British police came and arrested the teacher who was teaching in the school, children. In the same school, his children were also studying. His elder son was 18 years old, called Mohan, children, and his college friends were also there. When the teacher was arrested, children, Mohan, his elder son, and other students, including Suman and others, they thought of a plan to do the protest against the Britishers because of their teacher's arrest. Because they have arrested the teacher now. That's why they have decided to do some protest or go against the British rule. They believe in a different form of resistance to the British. In the sense, they have decided to go against the British in a different way. His younger son, Babu, aged 13, and daughter Manju, 2 years younger, are also keen to participate in the struggle against the British. Got it, children? I hope that you have come to know about the characters of this story, children. One of the teacher was arrested during the time of Quit India movement while he was supporting the Gandhiji's call of Quit India movement in 1942. When the teacher was arrested, the students of his school have decided to go against the Britishers or to do the protest against the Britishers in order to release their teacher. And at the same time, the teacher's children were also studying in the same school. They are, Manju, Mohan, and Babu. Got it? Here, Mohan was the elder one. He had a good friend called Suman. These two have planned a protest against the Britishers in a different way. But whereas these two, Manju the daughter, and Babu the son, the second son of the teacher, were also decided to participate in that struggle or the procession, children. Okay, in order to release their father or their teacher. So and then the story goes on like this, children. The story goes on. Have you understood the background of the story, children? Yes. So before going to start the story, children, I would like to give you the one intimation or the one clue, children. So some of the lines are underlined in these lessons. Okay, has that we had seen in the previous classes also, the lines which are underlined are very important on the point of 2 marks question, children. Got it? So, keeping that point in your mind, just as you go through let us go through the lessons. Shall we? Yes. All of you open your textbook, children. Narayanpur Incident. Have you opened? Yes. I hope that you have opened, children. So here, that we know the background of the story. Am I right? Yes, the teacher was arrested. In order to release them, they are doing the protest. Got it, children? Yes. Shall we start? Okay. Yes, children. In page number 181. Okay, that we see this lesson. Let us start. Okay. Are you coming, Manju? Babu asked. Coming where? Said Manju. Even as the brother and sister were talking, they heard magical words. They are coming! They are coming! The children, like other, rushed out, heedless of the rain. Policemen now appeared all along the road. Some of them walked in front of the students, some by their sides. But the students marched as if the police didn't exist. They walked in complete silence. There were no slogans, no shouts, just shuffle of feet, the drip of rain, and a low murmuring from the watching crowd. Babu and Manju looked eagerly for Mohan. Yes, there he was, dressed white pyjamas and cream-colored shirt, with another boy, both holding aloft a picture of the Mahatma. Their arms must have been ached holding it up. That way for a long, but their faces were expressionless. I read the third paragraph again, children. Look at that. Their arms must have been ached holding it up that way for a long, but their faces were expressionless. Now the leaders of the procession, Suman was one of them. They saw, in excitement, had reached the barred gates. A police officer, he was the DSP, told to Mohan. Mohan told them. Later came up to them. There was some conversation between him and the students. See there, children. Yes, look at these 3 paragraphs, children. So in these 3 paragraphs, children, that we can understand that the students of that school are going against the British. Am I right? And what you can understand by these 3 paragraphs, children? Yes, we can understand the students of that school were doing the procession against the British rule, and they are going against the Britishers, and moreover, they are doing their protest in a different way. Got it? See, some lines, I have underlined 3 lines there. Okay, 2.5 lines are underlined. Those lines are very important on the point of 2 marks question, children, which I asked now. How was the procession was little different? Or the students' march was unusual. How it was unusual? What is the special thing of that student march? Got it? So this particular question has asked several times in this lesson, children. Okay. So write down the question. How was the students' march unusual? Okay, unusual in the sense it is not a common, it is special. It is quite different. How it was different? Okay. For that question that we are going to get the answers in this class. And also that we will learn different aspects in this class children. See here. Manju, Suman and other students have organized a march against the British rule. Look at the picture here. See here. Here that you can see Suman, okay, then Mohan, and also two young children, okay, who wanted to participate in that struggle, but they were not. Okay, they are Manju and Babu. See here, Manju is a daughter of the teacher, and Babu is also one of the second son of the teacher, isn't it? And here, as you can see, he is a Mohan, and he is going along with his friend Suman. Got it? Look at children. Besides beside that road, the police officers were standing, and the other people were looking towards these students what they are doing. So in this color photo also that you can see students handing over the memorandum to the British police. Okay, they are giving some slip to the British DSP of that area that we what we had come across in the paragraph number 3. Okay, yes. Let us see. Are you coming, Manju? Babu asked. See, both were in the home, and he is asking whether she is interested to go there. She asked. Coming where? Said Manju. Where we are going, brother? Where to come? She asked. Even as the brother and sister were talking, they heard a magical words. When these two, Manju and Babu, were talking in the home children, they heard the magical words. Magical words in a sense? Some people in the outside, they are talking. What they are talking? They are coming, they are coming. The children, like others, rushed out, heedless of the rain. Though it was raining, they not bothered about the rain children drizzling. They went out to see that procession, which was led by Mohan and Suman. All the children of that street, they rushed out to the street and come out from their home. When they come out, they saw policemen how appeared all along the road. British police were appeared in the sense they were patrolling on the street. Some of them walked in front of the students. Some British police, they walked in front of the police. Walked in front of the students in the sense? Yes, they are threatening the students. Some by their side, but the students marched as if the police didn't exist. So, in the middle of the police children, the students were marching as if the police didn't exist. Look at the lines there. How was the student march was unusual? Got it? If they ask this question, children, we have to write it. So, keep in your mind. The students marched as if the police didn't exist. In the sense, though the police were present there, they marched as they were not existed on that area. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು ರೋಡಿನ ಎರಡೂ ಸೈಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು ಇಲ್ವೇನೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ ಅವರು ಮಾರ್ಚ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಪ್ರೊಸೆಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಹೌ? They walked in complete silence. There were no slogans, no shouts, just the shuffle of feet. Look at here. Usually, if we see procession or the protest, there may be Okay, there will be the noise, there will be the slogans and shouts. Okay, these are all the common things in a procession or in the okay protest children. But these kids, these children, these students are going in a different way. They are not shouting. They were not as going against any violence. They are not taking any as violence to their hands. Got it? Just they are walking complete silent. They were walking in a complete silence. So how the procession was, we can hear the sound of that feet, shuffle of feet of the students in that procession. In such a silent way, the procession was going on. Got it, children? So this is what, okay, may ask for 2 marks. Can you write, children? Can you write if they ask like this? See here. How was the student march unusual? Yes. The student walked in a complete silence. The students marched as if the police didn't exist. ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರು ಇಲ್ವೇನೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ ಮಾರ್ಚನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಮಾರ್ಚ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೆರವಣಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರೊಸೆಷನ್. ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ವಾಕ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸೈಲೆನ್ಸ್. ದೇರ್ ವರ್ ನೋ ಸ್ಲೋಗನ್ಸ್, ದೇರ್ ವರ್ ನೋ ಶೌಟ್ಸ್. ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಶಫಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೀಟ್. If you write this answer for 2 marks question, you will get out of out, children. Got it? Have you understood this question? Okay, have you understood this point, children? Yes. How was the student march unusual? Yes. It was a different type of procession. The students are going very slowly. Then there were no shouts and there were no slogans. So Babu and Manju looked eagerly for Mohan. Yes, there he was, dressed white pyjamas and cream-colored shirt, with another boy with holding a loft picture of Mahatma. See, these two are brother and sisters, na? And their younger brother was and their elder brother was in the procession, na? They were looking for their brother. Was their brother Mohan. So when they were searching in that procession, when they are looking for his brother in that group, children, at last they found their brother. Who was their brother? Mohan. See, look at the excitement of these two children. Yes, there he was, dressed in a white pajama and cream color shirt, with another boy holding the picture of Mahatma. So holding the picture of Mahatma, in the sense they were holding the photo of Mahatma Gandhiji. Look here, children. Okay, what these children are holding here? Yes, they are holding the picture of Mahatma Gandhiji, photo of Mahatma Gandhiji, and also they are holding a loft of India flag. Okay? Yes, long India flag, children. Got it? So like this. See, they were holding the long India flag. They identified, they looked, they searched for their brother, both these Babu and Manju. And their arms must have ached holding it up that way for a long, but their faces were expressionless. Look at the way they are going and doing the procession, children. They're holding that procession as a flag and the photo of the Mahatma Gandhi, children, but it seems that they are aching in a sense. There may be the pain in their arms, but they were not shown. That pain was not shown in their face, and their faces were expressionless. They were not showing any expressions there. Now the leaders of the procession, Suman was one of them. Suman was one of the leader in that procession, and she was also there. They saw in excitement had reached the barricade gates. They have come to the barricades, in the sense some restricted area is there. The police are protected. Beyond that, no public can allow to go children, enter. Okay, to that police barricade, na, till then they reached, their procession was reached, and they saw excitement had reached the barricade gates. When they come to the barricade gates, a police officer, he was the DSP. Look at their children. There were, the police inspector was allotted the police constables throughout the village. But these people, these students were doing their protest in a very silent way. Got it? They are not violent. That is the special thing here. And even they are not shouting, and they are not rising any slogans there. Got it? So when they came very close to the, they went to the DSP. Okay, DSP, the police officer was there, and they went to him. Mohan told them, okay, they went to the DSP. After going to the DSP children, he was told them, later came up with them, came up to them. Isn't it? Mohan told them, later came up to them. In the sense, he talked something, and the conversation between him and the students were taken place. There was some conversation between him and the students. When he went to the DSP there, and he told them, later came up to them. That he himself came to them, and there was a conversation had taken place between the students and the DSP. Okay, all of a sudden they didn't go there, and even the DSP was also not come very soon. Okay, when they stopped there, they waited little for a while. After a few minutes, he came to them. Okay, who came here? The DSP came to them. When he came to the students, then the conversation had taken place between the students and the DSP. The students seemed to be arguing. The rain had lessened. Now the police officer took off his hat and ruffled his hair. Once he laughed, showing his teeth, but the students remained serious. One of them handed him a piece of paper. He took it without glancing at it and nodded. The students turned to their back on him, and one of them shouted, "Mahatma Gandhi ji ki jai!" The others shouted back loudly, and then they briskly marched back the way they had come. See what happened there. Why did the students return or get back? Isn't it? What happened there? They went to the barricade gates. Am I right? When they went there, they argued with the police. They talked. Okay, the police. There was a conversation between the police and the students, and the rain had lessened. In the sense, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬಂತು. ಮಳೆ. ಆರ್ಗ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಯಾರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ? police ಜೊತೆಗೆ. When they argued with him, the police officer took off his cap and he muffled, isn't it? Or ruffled, so not muffled, ruffled his hair. And once he laughed. Hanganta marta. Okay, that he laughed. In the sense, he gave a smile. He looked at the students and smiled at them, showing all his teeth. That too, that he ಒಂಥರ ಗಹಗಹಿಸಿ ನಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅಟ್ಟಹಾಸ ಅಂತ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ನಕ್ಕ. ಬಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್. ಬಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ who were in the march, they were not lost their patience, children. And one of them handed him a piece of paper. He took it without glancing at the nodded. See, one of the child has given him one of the student is given him a slip there. That is called memorandum. Okay, ultimatum. Like this, a warning letter or something else there they are handed over. The police officer, he didn't glance at, he didn't read the letter, Without reading the letter, he nodded. In a sense, he is not allowed them to go further, and he said nothing. No. So when he said no, the students turned back. They decided to return. Okay, when they turned back on him, turned back on him, and one of them shouted. All the students have decided to go back to the previous place, take their procession to the previous place. While returning, one of the students has shouted, Bharat Mata ki Jai. When he shouted, the others shouted back loudly. There was a thunderous voice was created by this in the atmosphere. And then they briskly marched back the way they had come. Okay, they returned to the place from where they have started their march. See, it seems to little a different march. Got it? Have you understood? So, is that all? Manju asked in disappointment. Manju was a small girl, na? She was a younger girl. And who was watching all these things from the roadside, that she asked, is that all? Istena? That too in a disappointment. Got it? Disappointment ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂಥರ ಬೇಜಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇನಾ? What else did you want? A dance? A drama? Babu asked scornfully. ಇನ್ನೇನಾಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು? ಏನು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತಾ? ಏನು ನಾಟಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತ? ಡ್ರಾಮಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತ ನಿನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಛೇಡಿಸೋ ರೀತಿ ಕೇಳ್ದ. ಯಾರು? ಎಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಮಂಜು. Nevertheless, he understood her feeling and asked Mohan the same question when he returned home. See, these are the kids. They were looking the procession in the standing in the footpath. After observing all these things, they did nothing. There were no slogans, no shouting. Okay, and they went to the police and they gave some letter, and he didn't glance it, and they talked a little for a while. Again, they turned back to their previous place. So, watching all these things, these two kids, children, they could not understand. Okay. So, Babu, he scrowned his sister, but the same type of question were also haunting in his mind. So that is why his brother who participated in the procession, Mohan, when Mohan came back to home, he asked the same question to him, which his sister asked him. See, why did you go back quietly? Were you scared of what the police would do? See how he asked his brother. Have you understood, children? Manju asked Babu why they have go very silently. Babu didn't know that, so just he scrowned. When Mohan came back to home, he asked the same question. See, why did you go back quietly? So then you think, children, you tell me, why did the students go back quietly? Were you scared of what the police would do? Are they really scared in a sense? Yes, afraid of the British police. They were afraid. Were they afraid that the British police do something to them and then they will harm them, or they will put them to jail? Look at that. So when these questions were asked to Mohan by Babu, Mohan seemed immensely pleased with himself. See, ಮೋಹನ್ಗೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು, ಇಮ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಒಂಥರ ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಪ್ಲೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಕೇರ್ಡ್, ಭಯ, ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಭಯ? ಭಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಕ್ಷನರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಟ್ ಇಟ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ he said. In the sense, he was not scared. Then look at there. So this question is also very important. Look at it. We had planned it this way. We knew they would stop us at the gate. We knew they expected us to be protest and be violent. Oh yes, they wanted us to do that so that they could beat us up. They could beat us up and haul us away to the jail. But we are not prepared to go to jail, not as yet anyway. Not until we have given them much more trouble. And so we have decided we would give them no chance at all. Look at the plan of the students, children. Intentionally, the students were doing their march in a very silent way. What did the police expect then? Why were the police were surrounded all these children, all these students there? And what were they expecting from these students? Got it? Why were the students planned that march in a very silent to do it in a very silent way? Look at there. Mohan says they have planned the march to do in a very silent way. Why? Because the police, they knew that police has expected the students to be violent. Police ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಡಿಡ್ ದ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್? ನೋಡಿ, this question is also asked several times, children. What did the police expect about the students march? They expected the student march to be taken the violent form, violence. Okay, they expected the protest to be violent. Okay, what would have been happen, or what will happen if the protest become violent? Yes, they will get a chance to arrest these students now. Look at that. Oh yes, they wanted us to do that so that they could beat us up and haul us away to the jail. The police have expected the march, the students as to be violent and get a chance to arrest them and put into the jail. The police were expecting the chance to arrest the students. Why? They are doing the protest now. The orders were issued. By the higher officers to these police men to arrest them. Got it? That is why they were expecting the chance there. What were they expecting? They were expecting the chance there. Look at there, children. But the students have not given them any chance. Chance in the sense, artha aita makla? If they have given any chance there, they might have arrested. If they have shouted very loudly, or if they have become taken any violent form, they might have arrested even all the students. Okay, that was the tricks of the police, British police, in order to curb the spark, curb the intention of the freedom spark of the freedom, children. So when Mohan has narrated, when he told all these things, Babu and Manju understood why they have gone in a different way. Have you understood, children? The first 2 marks question is, how was the students' march unusual? I hope that you have understood. And the second question is, what did the police expected about the students' march? Or why did the students have decided to do their march in a silent way. Okay, like this, they may ask the question. They may change the question, but answer is same for this one. Okay, yes. Then, what was the point? What was the point then? Babu asked. Manju and Mohan were talking. Yes, Babu asked his brother, what was that point? What was the point then? Babu asked. While Manju listened earnestly. Manju was a smaller girl. She was looking both of these two brothers and he was listening, hearing she is following these two, the conversation of two brothers, and her chin cupped in her hands. Like this. Cupped in the sense, chin. So like this. So what does it indicate? It indicates that she is very keen and interested in listening their brothers. It's like a declaration of war. We have told them this is a war for us and you are the enemy. You don't start a war without first declaration of your intention, do you? So the warning or the letter which was contained, it seems to be the declaration of the war. ನಾವು ಯುದ್ಧ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. Got it? And it's like a declaration of war. We have told them this is a war. ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಇದು ಯುದ್ಧ, ಹೋರಾಟ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತೊಲಗಿ, ಕ್ವಿಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಟ್ರೇಡ್, ಬಟ್ ನೌ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಸ್. You don't have any rights to stay here. You quit. Leave our country. That is why that we have told to them. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮೋಹನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? Yes. 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 It was said to. Yes. It was said to police, but he is narrating these stories to his two brother and sister. Okay, Manju and Babu. So, when these three are talking, okay, somebody has entered. Unless you are Adolf Hitler, Amma, who had been quietly listening to them, said with a small smile. ಹಂಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಇವರಿಬ್ಬರು ಕೂಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಂಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವು ಫೈನಲ್ ವಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ, okay, somebody was entered. Who is that? Yes, their ma. Their amma came into, yes, she was listening how these three are talking and she said, oh, unless you are Adolf Hitler, ನೀನೇನು ಅಡಾಲ್ಫ್ ಹಿಟ್ಲರಾ? ಅಡಾಲ್ಫ್ ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಬಿಡು. ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್? ಎಸ್, ವಿ ನೋ ದಟ್ he is one of the very famous figure in the history. Am I right? So Hitler, am I right? Germany, Hitler. And she said, Amma, we had been listening to them with a smile. ತಮಾಷೆಯಾಗಿ, ಓ ನೀನು ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ಲು. Right, which we are not, so that is how it was. And what was the paper you gave to the policeman? Okay, ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು, ಏನೋ ಆಯ್ತು. Yes, right, which we are not, ನಾವಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡು. So that's how it was. ಏನೇ ಇರಲಿ. And what was the paper you gave to the policeman? They asked. ಏನೋ ಕೊಟ್ರಲ್ಲ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಏನದು? That you have gave something to the police now. What is that? They asked. That was a notice served on the collector as the representative of His Majesty's government, asking them to quit India or face the consequences. That letter, that is a warning letter. That was the notice served on the collector. They have served a notice, in a sense, warning, as the representative of the Majesty's government. Government ಗೆನೆ ಒಂದು ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಏನಂತ? ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಕ್ವಿಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆರ್ ಫೇಸ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, ಕ್ವಿಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೀವ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆರ್ ಫೇಸ್ ದ next coming, yes, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ಕಾನ್ಸಿಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ಸ್. ಇಂಡಿಯಾನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಟುಡೇ. Let us continue the remaining part in the next class, children. Before that, write the 2 questions. How was the students' march unusual? Then, what did the police expect about the students' march? Got it, children? Yes, let us stop here. Let us continue in the next class. Okay? Yes, okay. Thank you.